We are going to conduct our legislative caucus briefly before moving right into our legislative session. I will call the meeting to order immediately following this caucus. Mr. Parker will lead us in roll call. The invocation will be led by Councilwoman Davis, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by Councilwoman Rawls. For communications this evening, we have two professionals of color on their Juneteenth HBG celebration. I don't see anyone here yet. And then the second is a presentation by the City of Harrisburg Parks, Recreation, and Enrichment Department on their summer enrichment program. Then we'll move to courtesy of the floor, followed by the approval of minutes for the legislative session that occurred on May 28th, 2024. We have several reports of committees that you will hear this evening. I will deliver the first one on behalf of the Administration Committee on the work session that occurred on June 4th, 2024. Then Chair Davis, who chairs our Building and Housing Committee, will share her report on the work session of June 4th, 2024. And the final report you will hear this evening will be delivered by Chair Rawls on behalf of the Parks, Recreation, and Enrichment Committee on the work session of June 4th, 2024. We have one bill, Bill 3 of 2024. It's an ordinance for first reading. It will move to the Administration Committee. We do not have any ordinances for amendment or ordinances for final passage. We'll then move to resolutions. Resolution 28 of 2024, which we will vote upon. Resolution 29 of 2024, which we will vote upon. Resolution 37 of 2024, which we will vote upon. And Resolution 39 of 2024. Is there any old business, council members? Okay, seeing and hearing none. Any new business? Okay. Any other new business? Okay. And then we will adjourn. So the time is 6:04 p.m. I will officially call our legislative session to order. Mr. Parker, could you please call the roll?
Yes. Ms. Daniels?
Here.
Ms. Davis?
Present.
Ms. Green?
Present.
Mr. Jones?
Here.
Ms. Rawls?
Present.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Present.
And Ms. Bowers?
Present. The invocation this evening will be led by Councilwoman Davis.
Thank you, President Bowers. Being that school is about to end, I'd like to have a moment to consider the safety and productivity of our students. So let's just hold that moment. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilwoman Davis. The Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Councilwoman Rawls.
Thank you, President Bowers. May I please stand?
Thank you, Councilwoman Rawls. Ms. Ross, would you like to join us? So we're joined by Ms. Sasha Ross, Deputy Director of Parks, Recreation, and Enrichment under Public Works. She'll be sharing a presentation on the city's summer enrichment program.
Hello. Our summer enrichment program started on Monday. Actually, we have about
Can
400.
you move the microphone a little closer? I just want to make sure everybody can hear you. Thank you.
We have about 400 kids signed up already, which is we're excited about. That's a lot of children. It's about 120 kids just at Reservoir Park alone. announcements. We're located at 8 different parks, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We have art, yoga, dance, sustainable education, free lunches every day. We do free pool trips every Wednesday and field trips every Friday. This is a graph of the attendance from 2023 to 2024. Some other summer programs that we're having is Art in the Park, which started tonight from 6 to 8 every Tuesday. We have tennis lessons you can find on our website or on our social media. Yes.
Can you go back to that slide with the bar chart? Graph chart, I'm sorry, yes. All right.
We also will be having Girl Scouts come in on Wilson Park. This is a pilot that they're going to be coming in and just about, they're going to take to 20 to 30 kids like 4 weeks out of the summer. We're also continuing Learn to Swim. Our community day is at Jackson Lake this year, like last year. Movie nights in the band shell, and our Grown Green. It's like a planting, showing kids how to plant and take care of different type of plants. That's it. Any questions?
I know it started on Monday, but if somebody is now hearing all of this great programming and they're into, how can they do that?
They can go to the park at 10 o'clock. 9:30, the earliest is when the rec staff will be there, or they can go to the website.
Okay. And it's 10 to 3 every day, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not sure if any of my other colleagues may have some questions about the programming. I'll begin with Chair Rawls.
Thank you. I don't have any questions. I actually spoke with Ms. Ross today at the press conference for the pool, and I was gonna speak on some of the activities that are happening for new business. So thank you.
Any other questions or comments?
Thank you, President Bowers. Thank you, Ms. Ross. It sounds like a summer full of fun, and I'm excited for the children. Thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you.
Yes. My question would be, how is the employment for the youth this year? How's that panning out?
We're fully staffed at swimming pool and at the parks
Okay. What's the age groups? Can you share that?
that
Like
we
first,
hired.
yeah.
15 to teachers.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think this is I like the agenda. Being there's a lack of some other programming that's going on. You know, of course, we're not having the Environmental Team Corporation this year, which will give us an influx of probably another 150 youth that can be at risk. So I think, so to anybody out there listening and paying attention, hopefully they can get to some of these parks and areas and join in the festivities. So thank you for, putting this agenda together.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Didn't want to skip over. Not sure if anyone is present on behalf of the Young Professionals of Color to discuss Juneteenth HBG. I don't see anyone, but I just wanted to make sure. Okay. If they join us, we can revisit that later. We'll now move to courtesy of the floor. Just a few housekeeping notes before we begin. Please state your name and your address for the meeting record. If you don't feel comfortable sharing your address, please share. So there's that. Hold on one second. Sorry, the microphone is charging. Okay. Thank you.
My name is Jeff. I live at 660 Boas Street in Harrisburg. I've lived there since May of 2001. I have deep concerns about my tenant-landlord relationship. And to be blunt, the relationship is extremely adversarial. Over the past 4 years, I have filed four complaints with the Bureau of Consumer Protection at the Pennsylvania Attorney General's office. I spent much time writing each complaint and providing details, including photos in some instances. One complaint related to elevators. They were operated for 6 months with expired certifications. Another complaint was about windows not uniformly being in good repair. The building is exteriorly clad probably 85% with windows, so windows are extremely important. The final complaint was a combined complaint related to my security deposit and utility charges for natural gas on a monthly basis. I also have a case before the Dauphin County Appeals Court. The out-of-state landlord, New York, has ignored me repeatedly, also has ignored the agents at the Pennsylvania Attorney General's office. They have confirmed to me in writing that the recipient of my complaint, meaning the landlord, has not responded to the PA Attorney General's office. I assume that the out-of-state landlord feels almost a sense of immunity from Pennsylvania laws. The owner is very secretive. I do not know exactly who he is. He has called me twice, about 20 minutes each time within the past 3 months, and I have documented and copied him on what transpired during the call. In the latest call, he repeatedly made me aware that he could opt to not renew my lease when it came up. In spontaneous conversations with others in the 360 apartment building, my concerns are not unique, and others seem to have similar and in some instances more dramatic examples, but I think they fear retaliation. I think the City Council can shine some light on renter-landlord situation. Harrisburg would surely not want any possibility of a Surfside happening here. In my building, I guesstimate that the work staff in recent years has decreased by 50%, and my annual rent has increased over the last 5 years by 50%. What's a possible next step? Perhaps the city can pass a rule that landlords with properties over a certain size or number of apartments must sign off annually on an attestation similar to the following. And this is what the attestation would say. The owner-operator of said property consisting of said apartments attests that the owner-operator has adequate resources of both human and physical equipment to keep this property in good repair and at all times operating under the laws of the state of Pennsylvania and the city of Harrisburg. Once this attestation, this short attestation is signed off, it would be posted in a visible place so that all tenants could see and a copy filed with the city. Thank you very much for the opportunity to grieve before you.
Thank you.
Can I ask him a question, President Bowers?
Go ahead.
Would you be able, one thing, thank you so much for coming in and speaking to us. We really appreciate that. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I wanted to know if you would email us the document you just read. You have it? Okay.
I'm sorry?
No, I wanted you to email us what you read off about what we could do as council for a landlord to do. The station, yes, but Mr. Jones said, Councilman Jones said he has.
I have a couple extra copies here.
Oh, yes.
But I can also email it, and I can also email it.
Okay, could you do both? Could you hand Mr. Parker the extra copies to give to us, and then I don't want to say don't email it and someone wants an email, so
Right.
I would say could you email it as well? Can you? And I know Mr. Councilman Jones had a question.
Yeah, Mr. Glad. My question would be for Mr. Grover.
Yes, sir.
Is that something that we could do?
I would need to look at the specific of that document, but there is a number of provisions of the code already
Okay,
that govern landlords, that govern
They're out of state.
apartments. And specifically, I don't know if that's doable without researching the question.
okay. Yeah, and I did reach out to a couple other departments, Mr. Glatt, to find out some information regarding what you wrote in your email. And I'm just waiting to hear back. And I will stay in contact with you on this. I think no one should have to be living in those type of conditions, especially, where they're senior living. There's no way that people should be living like that. But again, we just have to see what we can do legally on this side. And if we can get that attestation through after sharing this with Mr. Grover, I think that's something that we can discuss as council. But I do like it. There has to be a level of accountability, and he did say there were some other provisions, so I'll just have to do a little bit more research and try to stay in touch with you regarding this issue.
Thank you very much, Councilman Jones. This was just an idea.
Sir, if you could speak directly into the mic. Thank you.
This was just an idea, but if there's some way that the city council can survey renters in the city of Harrisburg, there are certainly very large apartment buildings here, and to my understanding, many of them are owned by out-of-state landlords. And if there's some way to survey them, to post notices that you will be in their building, or I don't want to be the lone voice, but I am very passionate about this. I'm 77 years old, which should have
Council ladies and council gentlemen. This is my first time here, so it is very, very serious. I reside in the 2730 North Fifth Street in Harrisburg.
Excuse me, ma'am. Could you state your name, please?
I will, Cousin Mike.
Thank you.
My name is LaShawn Green. I reside at 2730 North Fifth Street in Harrisburg in the Uptown area. My greatest concern is I was questioned at the voting poll this past April by the mayor about a basketball goal. Well, I was unfamiliar about that. But last week, on June 4th and 5th, I saw it firsthand. 2722 is responsible for the basketball court. This is residing on 5th Street as well. So what happened is the children are coming from all areas of Uptown, even as far as Cumberland Court, to play basketball. The ages are 6 to maybe 12. This is what I experienced, and this is what I observed on Tuesday and Wednesday of last week. Unsafe, kids are playing, traffic is coming. If you're this little, they can't see you. Even though the residential driving is supposed to be 25, they do 45 on 5th Street all the time. My other thing that I observed was cursing, rude, disrespect. I was told by the young man that, hey, stay your bloop bloop on your porch, or you can bloop bloop me. I said, you're 9 years old, taxpayer, and I've been staying there and paying 31 years. So the other things that happened, they changed from playing basketball to football. They almost hit my car. So I said, if you hit my car, bleep bleep, I want my money. Two more things to state about that. So the children are also riding bikes in that area, not on the sidewalk, in the street. As I stated to you before, now I'm coming here, but it also has been reported by 2723 and 2725. Now, experiencing this, it could be a death or injury on that street. I did not retire to babysit anyone's kids. I do not pay taxes to let you talk to me inappropriately and you want to attack me. So I don't know what can be done, but there were 4 police officers that came on Wednesday, jumped out of their vehicles, shook the hands of the 6 individuals that were there. They played for a little bit, and the 4 officers came over to me and said, "How you like us now?" And they left. I think something needs to be done about the basketball court. Move it from the front. It's not that much traffic in the back. Or take my suggestion and go to William Penn. There's plenty of room over there, plenty for you to play. It'll be safe, and hopefully your parents will know where you are in case if there's a whereabout of an emergency. Please take care of this as soon as possible because it is very, very serious business. Thank you, ladies and gents.
Thank you.
Just a clarification. The police officers shook the boys, the youth's hand that were playing basketball and then came to you and said, "How do you like us now?" Okay.
And to me,
Did you get any badge numbers by any chance?
no, but I would like for you to do a further up investigation. I can give you the time off of my phone after this,
Okay.
so you can retract that. They did not want to give me their badge numbers nor their names. First of all, I'm retired and retired union. So I do know that the ruling has changed in Harrisburg, that you do not have to reside in Harrisburg area to be on the police force.
Correct.
Maybe that is it. But I believe that some kind of conversation should have happened
Right.
other than playing. I understand playing because,
You want to build a relationship, but
and it's okay to build a relationship,
right,
but that's not what the call was about.
right.
And I explained to all 4 of them what happened. So it's kind of like you're doing
Reverse.
a surrogacy to me as a taxpayer, how you like me now. Well, I'm not here to like you. You were called on a non-emergency situation. Just because this happened and there was not an emergency does not mean that injury or death will present itself.
Yeah.
Here's another thing too. I know you have reached out to me around about this incident. However, that last piece that you said, that wasn't. I don't think that was pretty good. But there's another option. I will definitely reach out to the commissioner or the captain. But there's another way that you can try to get some assistance, and that's with the CSA division to handle those disputes. Whereas I don't know how the cops felt. I can't speak for them for something that is not life-threatening. I think that's where the CSAs will come in and try to get into that, to mediate that situation. So I'll be in touch with you and we'll try to figure this out. All right. Okay. You let me know that. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the middle section that would like to offer public comment? Seeing and hearing no one, anyone to my left?
Great. Thank you, Mr. Parker. My name is Robert Lawson. I reside at 2900 North 2nd Street, and I'm going to try to do double task because I didn't realize I had 4 minutes. I thought I only had 2. But even though they're not here to present, I do want to make sure that everyone in attendance knows that the Juneteenth Festival is a great occasion for our city to come together. You'll find great thought pieces and great speakers, great entertainment. that really supports the entire community, whether you're of African American descent or not. It's a great opportunity to just come out and celebrate all together. So I just wanted to make sure that at least something was said, even though there's no presentation, so that people here in attendance at least, and watching online, get a chance to go out there. I don't have the details, but you can find it online. So I am here representing Eden Village of Harrisburg. You've probably heard recently of a few tiny house communities that are being built and designed for our unhoused citizens that are occurring right here down near PennDOT. Well, Eden Village, we are, I guess we'd say like the third phase that's coming. And we're slightly different than the other organizations, as we're not just limited to veterans. This is a long-term housing solution to help people that are chronically unhoused. It's a situation where people who have been living on the street for a year or more, been in homeless shelters or formerly incarcerated, we are providing long-term solutions to where they can move into our community. The goal is for them to get onto their feet and maybe move to a typical, let's say, normal residence. But we also want to make sure that it's open for them so that if they decide they never want to leave, they can stay there. Our goal is to build community and to help make sure that we can encourage and build up our citizens. I'm not asking for anything right now. I'm really just coming to you and bringing this to your attention so that when we present that, you have the information so that you are familiar with us. And I'm also bringing it up because we're getting ready to go into the budget season. And at some point, there will be an ask. And I want to make sure that you have the information so that you are familiar with this, so that if we do make an ask, that you guys at least have the information where you can make a decision and determine whether or not we can be included in the budget. So that's what I have for you. And I thank you very much for taking the time to listen to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else to my left that would like to offer public comment? Seeing and hearing no one, we will move forward with our meeting agenda. Next, we have the approval of minutes for the legislative session that occurred on May 28th, 2024. Council members, are there any revisions to those minutes? Seeing and hearing none, the minutes stand approved. Now we will move to reports of committees. The first report you will hear this evening, I will deliver on behalf of the Administration Committee on the work session that occurred on June 4th, 2024. On Tuesday, June 4th, 2024, the Administration Committee met to discuss two resolutions. Resolution 28 of 2024, a resolution appointing Gloria Martin Roberts to serve on the Board of Directors of the Harrisburg Housing Authority, and Resolution 29 of 2024, a resolution appointing Zachary D. Jackson Sr. to serve on the Board of Directors of the Harrisburg Housing Authority. The Harrisburg Housing Authority was formed in 1938 in accordance with the Housing Authority's law, which provides for a 5-member board comprised of residents of the city of Harrisburg who shall serve staggered 5-year terms. There are currently 2 vacancies on the Harrisburg Housing Authority Board of Directors. Both Ms. Gloria Martin Roberts and Mr. Zachary D. Jackson Sr. were present to answer any questions council members had regarding their appointments. Ms. Sheila Bennett, current board member, was present as well to offer support for the current board vacancies and advocated for MBE-WBE participation. Ms. Gloria Martin Roberts shared that she is very involved with the issue of housing. Ms. Martin Roberts has served as a former president of Harrisburg City Council and has previously served as the former chair of the Building and Housing Committee. Ms. Martin Roberts shared that she is currently serving as the interim director of Building and Housing and Economic Development for the city of Harrisburg. The appointment shall be for a remainder of the 5-year term, which expires on June 30th, 2024, and for the full 5-year term commencing on July 1st, 2024. Mr. Jackson shared that he has been a longtime homeowner within the city of Harrisburg, former president of the SciTech High School PTA, and the current judge of elections for District 9-3. The appointment shall be for a remainder of the 5-year term expiring on June 30th, 2026. Council members asked the following questions: conflict of interest given Ms. Martin Roberts' new role? How will you help to promote home ownership between social services and public housing? How much do you know about the Choice Neighborhood Grant? How do you expect to get the community involved with the Choice Neighborhood Grant? Does the makeup of the board live on or near public housing? And are there any other conflicts of interest? Ms. Martin Roberts and Mr. Jackson have no known conflicts of interest. I did want to defer to Solicitor Grover regarding the question of Ms. Martin Roberts' new role and any conflicts there, if there are any.
We did review the state law that authorizes the board, and of the 5 residents to be on the board, up to 2 can be city public employees.
Okay, thank you for clarifying. I encourage my colleagues to support Resolution 28 of 2024 and Resolution 29 of 2024 to aid the Harrisburg Housing Authority Board in conducting business to assist the residents and Harrisburg community. This concludes the Administration Committee report. The next report you will hear will be delivered by Chair Davis on behalf of the Building and Housing Committee on the work session of June 4th, 2024.
Thank you, President Bowers. During the work session on June 4th, 2024, regarding Resolution 39-2024, a resolution to consider the application for a certificate of appropriateness to demolish the property and expand the surface lot located at 1511 North Front Street, Harrisburg, PA, which the City of Harrisburg Historical Architectural Review Board recommends be denied. The applicant, Mr. Guy Cipriano, was represented by his attorney, Attorney Esh McCombie of McNeese Law, Wallace, and Nurick, LLC. Mr. Esh offered reasons why the applicant wants to demolish the historic building located at 1511 North Front Street. He stated that the applicant wants to demolish the structure for the purpose of expanding the surface parking lot in conjunction with paired property at 1515 North, modeling the structure, but it was not cost effective. Also noted that the second floor ceiling was too low to lease the space, and the building has been vacant for 20 months. The applicant had a potential business to lease the building located at 1515 North Front, and extra parking was imperative to their operation. The community-based healthcare provider has since decided not to lease the building at 1515 North Front Street. Mr. Esh also made council aware that the building at 1511 is not listed on the registry for historical buildings and does not meet requirements to be considered a historical structure based on the international style of architecture. Okay. Council heard rebuttals from Director Jeffrey Knight, who is the Planning Board Director, who also noted that the board had not received any documentation or receipts to support the applicant's stance. Council had the opportunity to ask questions A few of the questions asked were, number one, have you considered applying for grants to help supplement the cost of renovating to make the building more economical? Number two, are you planning to lease parking spaces in the event a new tenant expires? Council members offered several options for suggested use of the property and asked for documentation that reflects the cost to renovate versus demolish the building and overall expenses relating to next steps. I would like to make a motion, if it's appropriate at this time. Not at this time, okay. This concludes the end of my report for the Building and Housing Committee. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The final committee report you will hear this evening will be delivered by Chair Rawls on behalf of the Parks, Recreation, and Enrichment Committee on the work session that occurred on June 4th, 2024.
Thank you, President Bowers, and good evening, everyone in person and online. On June 4th, 2024, the Parks and Recreation and Enrichment Committee met to address Resolution 37 of 2024. Resolution 37 of 2024 is a resolution approving the disposal and destruction of certain equipment owned by the City of Harrisburg, which has exhausted its useful life for city operations or has no value or less value than disposal cost. Director Baker attended the meeting to provide additional insights into this resolution. Mr. Baker clarified that the department aims to dispose of city-owned items that have reached the end of their useful life concerning city operations. These items include, but are not limited to, ice machines, circulation pumps, desk chairs, microwaves, among others. Upon approval, the Public Works Department will transport these items to a recycling center. After recycling, the center will issue a check to the city, which will then be allotted to the general fund. The council had no questions, and it is recommended that we vote yes on this resolution, and that concludes the business of the Parks, Rec, and Enrichment Committee.
Thank you. We have one ordinance for first reading. That's Bill 3 of 2024. Mr. Parker, could you please read it into the record?
Yes. Bill 3 of 2024. An ordinance amending Title II of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Harrisburg, known as the Administrative Code, at Chapter 2-707, Police Retirement System, by deleting portions thereof in order to satisfy a legal resolution reached between the Capital City Lodge Number 12, the Fraternal Order of Police, and the City of Harrisburg.
Thank you. Bill 3 of 2024 will move to the Administration Committee. We do not have any ordinances for amendment or ordinances for final passage. We will move to resolutions. The first resolution for consideration this evening is Resolution 28 of 2024. Mr. Parker, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 28 of 2024. A resolution appointing Gloria Martin Roberts to serve on the Board of Directors of the Harrisburg Housing Authority.
Thank you. Council members, are there any questions, comments, or concerns related to Resolution 28 of 2024? Seeing and hearing none, Mr. Parker, could you please call the vote?
Ms. Daniels,
Yes.
Ms. Davis,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yay.
Ms. Rawls,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Bowers.
Yes.
Resolution 28 of 2024 passes unanimously with a vote of 7 yeas to 0 nays.
Thank you. Resolution 29 of 2024. Mr. Parker, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 29 of 2024. A resolution appointing Zachary D. Jackson, Sr. to serve on the Board of Directors of the Harrisburg Housing Authority.
Thank you. Council members, are there any questions, comments, or concerns related to Resolution 29 of 2024? Seeing and hearing none, Mr. Parker, could you please call the vote?
Ms. Daniels,
Yes.
Ms. Davis,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yay.
Ms. Rawls,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Bowers.
Yes.
Resolution 29 passes unanimously with a vote of 7 yeas to 0 nays.
Thank you. The next resolution we have is Resolution 37 of 2024. Mr. Parker, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 37 of 2024. A resolution approving the disposal and destruction of certain equipment owned by the City of Harrisburg, which has exhausted its useful life for city operations, or has nominal value, no value, or less value than the disposal costs.
Thank you. Council members, are there any questions, comments, or concerns related to Resolution 37 of 2024? Seeing and hearing none, Mr. Parker, could you please call the vote?
Ms. Daniels,
Yes.
Ms. Davis,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yay.
Ms. Rawls,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
and Ms. Bowers.
Yes.
Resolution 37 passes unanimously with a vote of 7 yeas to 0 nays.
Thank you. Our final resolution for consideration this evening is Resolution 39 of 2024. Mr. Parker, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution 39 of 2024. A resolution to consider the application for a certificate of appropriateness to demolish the property and expand the surface lot located at 1511 North Front Street, Harrisburg, PA, which the City of Harrisburg's Historical Architectural Review Board recommends be denied.
Thank you. Council members, are there any questions, comments, or concerns related to Resolution 39 of 2024?
Yes, thank you, President Bowers. I would like to make a motion to defer such action for 30 days from the date of the resolution deferring such action.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. The motion is, I'm sorry?
Yeah, what else?
Discussion or? It's been moved and properly seconded. We can
I can ask
discuss.
a question about that 30-day defer.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Not sure
what's the action?
what. Right. So my comment would be just that I'm getting the email from Mr. Knight. I don't know if I can suggest, but so this information during this 30-day in that interim does it go back to the planning commission for them to see that new information okay. Well, how would they be able to satisfy? I mean, with the recommendation being denied from Harb, how would they be able to, if they came with some different information that we agree with? I guess it's just on us then. Okay. Okay. Okay.
So my question would, just to go further off of Councilman Jones's, because I kind of had the same one, but we defer for 30 days, but what can we do so that if it's possible in that 30 days, can it go back to HARP so they can look at the new information? Because I would, for me, and I'm not speaking for everyone, I would like for them to look at it and then give a recommendation after what they see through their lens before.
In practical terms, I'm not sure. I've lost track. They meet on Mondays. I'm trying to remember what week of the month they meet. If it's between here and your meetings, then I think there could be a discussion with HARB back on their agenda, although the matter is technically before the council.
Yeah, how does HARB get jurisdiction if we haven't relinquished ours?
No, the question is, can they look at the material and make
Yeah.
a vote on a further recommendation just to the council, just like they send letters to council?
Yes,
But-
that was what I was asking.
Yeah,
But-
because that was the recommendation
you.
for it to go back to them.
Yeah, the code is silent on that recommendation. There is nothing in the code that says you can remand it, but there's nothing in the code that says you can't remand it. It's just silent on the question.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, there is a motion on the table. Mr. Parker, is there any further discussion? Excuse me, I'm sorry.
So the 30 days, is it from today or from the 18th?
It's from today. So essentially, when you come back 2 weeks from now or 4 weeks from now, essentially, if you were ready to make a decision either way, you would have a shot to vote on this if somehow this informed your opinions, in a different way.
Any further discussion or clarification needed?
No, I mean, I just wanted the historical board to look at it, but right, they can look at it and give us a recommendation, but essentially they're not voting on it again.
Yeah, they're not going
Right.
to vote on it again, and if you send it back to them, frankly, I don't know what that means in terms of what their jurisdiction is, because the code is silent on it. But an applicant can always reapply.
Okay.
I think the Planning Bureau is very used to working through applicants for all kinds of issues, for HARB, planning, and zoning. Mr. Knight has offered his advice as to what he thinks should happen both to HARB and to the council.
Okay.
I have a question, but the information isn't,
Yeah.
see what I got from the email.
Yes, I think he does want to look at the information. I just don't know that you have authority or don't have authority. I just don't know the answer on remanding it because,
Right.
one, I've never heard of a remand ever, and two, there's nothing in the code about it.
Thank you.
Any additional discussion? Just anything else? Okay. Mr. Parker, could you please call the vote for the amendment?
Ms. Daniels,
Yes.
Ms. Davis,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yay.
Ms. Rawls,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Bowers.
Yes.
The vote on the proposal for an amendment to defer decision for 30 days has been passed unanimously with 7 yeas to 0 nays.
Okay. So that's the action for 39 of 2024. Thank you. Is there any old business, council members? Okay, seeing and hearing none. New business, Councilman Jones.
Yes, thank you. I just want to remind the community, this is Anti-Gun Violence Month. And I want to remind everyone that there will be a symposium held at Harrisburg University, June 20th from 12 to 4. You must register to apply. To get in, it's free of charge, and there will be lunch provided. And again, this is a very important event due to a lot of the violence that's going on, the gun violence that's going on in the city of Harrisburg. So hopefully you guys can get out and attend. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Rawls.
Thank you. I just wanted to talk a little bit about what's happening in the Burg for the upcoming weeks, and a little bit about what's going on for the summer to expand on what Director Ross communicated to us. So tomorrow, Jackson Lick Pool officially opens at 12 p.m. and the pool will be open every week from Tuesday to Sunday from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. It is $2 for kids, $4 for adults, and there is more information online about family passes and season passes. I do believe season passes are $67, and I think for a family of 5 or 10, it's about $127. So very reasonable pricing. So I hope everyone gets to come out. There have been some beautiful updates to the pool and to the bathhouses. So I think everyone will be pleased this summer. Also, some other events happening with Parks and Rec is registration is open for free swim classes. That starts July 9th and it runs for 2 weeks and it ends July 19th. I believe when you sign up for both sessions. When I just did it, that's kind of what I saw. So you can sign up for both weeks, and they are from 10 to 11 in the morning on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You can also sign up for aquatic Zumba every Saturday from 10 to 11, and that starts June 15th. And you can do all the signups at harrisburg.recdesk.com. So make sure to sign up for some of the great programs this summer in the city. Thank you.
Thank you. 18th HBG. Okay.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for giving me a moment. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for giving us a moment to do a little presentation for you. We are so excited to announce that we are entering into our 5th year of Juneteenth HBG. This is a very exciting year. Thank you, Councilman Jones. We are so excited that we get to bring this programming for the city once again. It is a week long of programming. Before I get into that, though, I want to do one small history lesson. Pennsylvania is the first state in the recognized union to have emancipation, partial abolition. And so we always want to connect Pennsylvania to the national landscape for that reason. It all really, truly starts here. New Jersey, New York, and other states modeled their abolition statutes and laws after Pennsylvania. So that is why we're so adamant about making sure that Pennsylvania celebrates Juneteenth and connects it to Galveston, Texas. So I just always want to say that as a precursor as to why we do this. We have some flyers here that everyone can have, and I hope everyone watching online as well. I know several of people are tuning in tonight. We have a flyer here that kind of gives you a rundown of everything. Starting on June 15th, we have a concert at XL Live featuring Ghostface and Jim Jones at 801 South Front Street. That's on South 10th Street. That's on June 15th. On June 17th, we are starting off the week of Juneteenth HBG with the Pennsylvania Legislative Black Caucus Press Conference, and we will be in the East Rotunda. We will have a Civic Education Day starting at 10:30. On June 17th as well, we have the Black Arts Expo, an ode to Black women at 5 p.m. at the WITF headquarters. We will also be having a Juneteenth Bowl on the premises at that time. We have some wonderful young people signed up to discuss and to answer questions about Juneteenth history, and we're so excited to have them participate in the week in that fashion. We will also have several art vendors, Black women-focused art vendors who will be at WITF. We are happy to partner with WITF for this effort. On June the 18th, we will have the Juneteenth HBG Summit. We are being hosted this year by Harrisburg University. We will be in the Health Sciences Tower that is at 222 Chestnut Street. We did a walkthrough today and we're very excited. That's at 10 a.m. And then at 6 p.m., we will be hosting the one and only Angela Rye at the Forum Auditorium. We are very excited to have Angela Rye in the city of Harrisburg for the first time. On the 19th, we will be having our Juneteenth Jubilee on the actual day on City Island. We will be there from 12 to 5. We will have free meals, up to 400 meals for 400 families, courtesy of the Downtown Daily Bread and Executive Director Corey Lingenfelter. We will also have a bouncy house and a bouncy course and music by DJ Bach. Oh, that's right, we have free mini golf, a band. So we have a lot for that day. We want you to come out, bring your family, bring your friends. We are very excited to have that day as well. On the 20th, we will have the Black Performance Arts Mashup at Narcisse Theater, Harrisburg's first Black theater. A shout out to DeJuan Dixon and Frank Henley. Frank is the executive director of the theater. They'll be showcasing local and regional talent and in all their artistic glory. Hair Story, shout out to Maria James Chow, will be there as well. And last but definitely not least, on June the 21st, we will be having a block party at Soma featuring the Secret Society Band coming all the way from DC and many local and regional vendors. We will be there from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. So please, that's how we're rounding out the week. Come and join us. We want you to have education and celebration. And so we are thankful for our community. And a lot of people say, well, can anyone celebrate Juneteenth? Yes, you can. So we're looking forward to the entire community coming out and joining us for this wonderful week-long celebration. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, council members, the time is 6:59 p.m. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Is there a second? Anybody?
Second.
Thank you. We stand adjourned.